Hello, I'm Miguel Strickland, and this is my Professional Learning Communities assignment for IL 614. What is a professional learning community? A professional learning community, or a PLC, is a group of educators that meets regularly, shares expertise, and works collaboratively to improve teaching skills and the academic performance of students. The term is also applied to schools or teaching faculties that use small group collaboration as a form of professional development. And we'll speak a little later in the slide presentation about professional development opportunities. So what is the focus of an effective PLC? According to Riggins and Knowles, true PLCs are driven by three main ideas: a focus on learning, a collaborative culture and collective responsibility, and a results orientation. Who is in charge of the PLC? Well, ultimately, it falls in the lap of the school administrator or administrators, depending on how many you have in your building. But also, on this slide, I added the faculty and staff because I feel like that, yes, the administrators are ultimately in charge of making sure everybody is implementing the program and the process, but your faculty and staff are the people that are responsible for doing the groundwork. They're the ones working one-on-one with the students or doing the assessments and things like that. So they are implementing the things that are to be put in place. Professional development for PLC. Teachers enroll in professional development courses to maintain their certification credentials and then to enhance the classroom experience for their students. Professional development in learning communities is addressed using various platforms such as webinars, book studies, and seminars. Webinars. With the recent COVID-19 pandemic, webinars have been the most prominent way to facilitate professional development in schools and most businesses. Webinars can be successful if there's a perfect mix of relevant information combined with an interesting delivery. You don't want to be a part of a webinar and the speaker be monotonous, not have any energy about it, kind of be lethargic going through it, essentially just reading information to you. Most people will find that boring and won't retain anything that comes out of it. And also, to make it more interesting, you can involve your stakeholders for possible topics coming from your district. Your district will have a plan in place, and then usually in your own school, you'll take that plan, but you can add little detailed intricacies that make it more interesting for the people in your school building. Book studies. Book studies help faculty centralize the overall school focus. The book studies that I've had an opportunity to be a part of and to lead have been very interesting. They've been well timed out as far as spaced out, meeting back, collaborating, comparing ideas, and things like that. Book studies help the staff focus on personal and professional growth with collaboration of ideas. I agree with that as well because there may be little details in the book, maybe about a certain area or a certain topic that either you didn't know about or that you were interested in, that once you read it, then you can take it back to your group, your faculty and staff, and discuss ideas, because then that way they may be able to give you a different insight on that specific area of focus. And then book studies should be completed in a timely fashion. If you start a book at the beginning of the school year and it doesn't have a part 2 or anything like that, and then you guys haven't completed it or are not halfway through when the school year ends, then ultimately you probably have drugged that book study out for too long, because the odds of you not being able to implement the things in that book are very high. Seminars. Seminars can be conducted via Zoom, Microsoft Teams, or Google Meets. Each platform allows for a different amount of people. For instance, my numbers could be slightly inaccurate here, but I think that Zoom lets in around, I think maybe about 300 people, and then maybe Microsoft Teams or lets in, a lower number than that 300. My district recently switched to Zoom for that purpose because PE happened to be teaching live and needed to let more students be involved in the class. But a quality seminar helps improve communication skills and gain expert knowledge and aids in networking. Well, in the field, especially of education, networking is critical, but with these seminars, it allows you the opportunity to be able to meet with like-minded people and people who are not quite on that same page, who might not totally agree, but hopefully come to a better understanding with the explanation of the area of focus. I enjoy seminars personally. I had an opportunity to attend the mega conference in Mobile, Alabama, and it gave me an opportunity to go into sessions that I was interested in myself, and then meet with other educators and discuss some different things, but then bring it back to my principal and let them know, the sessions that I had attended and things that I learned and things I was fascinated with, things I did not agree with, and just things I didn't know about in general. And seminars are normally spread out over several days, involving meaningful interaction and multiple speakers. And like I said, that's one of the most fascinating things about a seminar compared to a webinar, is that you get an opportunity to get multiple speakers on same topics and then on different topics. But now, at this point where we're at with COVID and the cases increasing again, seminars and webinars look very similar. And so you want to make the work have a purpose, which means essentially, regardless of the type of professional development, if the practice does not have a purpose, it will be ineffective, and your staff will basically feel like you had them sitting around or doing a book study just to waste time, and it wasn't for their professional benefit. My PLC area of focus that I chose was reading. And so how we started off with essentially an introduction, expert-led modeling, simulated situational practice. So you'd have, maybe groups of your staff together at a faculty meeting, and then you would hopefully have a reading coach in the building, or either the district reading coach, and they come in, and some of the students, some of your teachers may act as if they're students, and then you'd have another person that is assessing those students while they're reading a passage, just to kind of give you an idea of how things are supposed to kind of go and flow in the classroom. And then the professional, whoever is leading the professional development session, will give constructive feedback, and then the classroom application coaching, which is them kind of going back over the way things should be laid out and how you are supposed to implement the area of focus. Time frame and implementation process. So the way that I laid it out for my plan would be about the second week of school, you have professional development on how to assess the readers in the classroom. You also discuss the program that the district has put in place and how to use them to assess the students in the classroom. And so then next, you have about the third week of school, and you probably do this during faculty meetings and different things like that. So the third week of school, you have another PD on forming your reading groups and then using the assessments for those reading groups. And teachers will bring the student information with them. So essentially they bring their class rosters, any previous test scores, of where those students are at, and just any updated information that they have on their current students. And then guides will be created for placing students in reading groups. And so you have some teachers who may be seasoned, who may be experienced, and already kind of have an idea about that. And you may have some new teachers who are completely, lost with it. But there may be some little things that have changed over the course of time that even those experienced teachers may need to be updated on. So time frame and implementation process continued. So about the fourth week of school, you have another PD, a professional development session, and then you discuss how the district how to use the district provided materials to teach reading. And so then the teachers will be expected to review the videos, if there are any videos that come with it, and then the reading coach provided literature before attending. My district passes that out to the schools, and then they'll generally be either the district reading coach that kind of does like small PD sessions, whether it be from school. Now it's not school to school, but now it may be over Zoom, kind of school to school, helping guide and show them the new things in the updated process. And so then the goal is to ensure that teachers understand the resources provided to them and how to effectively use them best with their students in their classroom, because every classroom has students of different abilities. modeling with the programs provided by the district will be available. Hopefully there'll be some type of video where there's someone going through modeling for our teachers how to, group the students and then assess them and then implement the plans in place to best help them. So after the first 9 weeks of school, the students will be reassessed and the PD will focus on growth and regrouping the students to best increase their abilities. And then so the teachers will bring their 9-week assessments and study growth and trends in their classroom, kind of what's going on. And then the administration and the coaches will help provide feedback with goal setting for the next 9 weeks, which is helping the teachers, guiding them in what direction they need to go. And then coaching cycles will be created and walkthroughs will be discussed to continue reading growth. And then there's my reference page. So, thank you.